Hello, everyone. It's Monday, October 7th, and I wanted to share a video with you today. A couple of things that are on my mind, both of which I hope you find value in. Um, First is we've got Halloween coming up, and for people that are in a weight loss mode of the program, that can be a challenge because you've got to get candy for those trick-or-treaters, right? And boy, what am I going to do? A lot of people find that when they have the candy around, that's a trigger for them. So I have a couple of suggestions. First, kids don't need the candy. Um, but if you want to be giving out candy, or you can, but get something you don't like. That's what I do. I get candy that I just don't like, and then I'm not tempted. Another thing that I've done is that I give away pencils or crayons in a coloring book, or healthy snacks like some raisins, or things that are healthy for kids because they don't need the extra sugar. But I think my favorite is the crayons and coloring books and the pencils. My roommate and I even did that in college. Um, a few years ago. And those are some suggestions that I have to get you through uh, Halloween. And then moving on, I really wanted to talk this week mainly about attitudes and how they change as we get on this journey. And what I mean is, I've been coaching for a long time. I've been coaching since March of 2007. So I'm going on almost 7 years. And I hope that I don't offend anyone, because I'm not sharing this video with the intention of offending anyone. But I get people that whine at me because, well, I can't have this and I can't have that. And, oh, I miss having my bread, and I miss having the fruit, and I miss having my glass of wine, and na 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 na. And they're whining at me. And been giving that a lot of thought. Well, why did you start this journey? If you got on this and you're thinking of it as a diet, then you're going to get mad and you're going to get frustrated because you can't have this and you can't have that. However, if you look at it like you are creating a healthier you, really, not punishing yourself by going on a diet because you don't like where you're at in your life, but really making that change, that decision up here to really turn things around and take control of your own health through what you eat and how you move your body. And that's really all it boils down to. So if you're looking at it like it's a diet, boy, you are going to be mad that you are deprived of certain foods that you really like. For me, when I started, it was popcorn, ice cream, and those weren't my weaknesses. And for a while, I was mad because I couldn't have those. Well, you know what? You can. There's nothing stopping you. You can certainly go to the grocery store and buy that and come home and eat it. I know it because people do it. So you're capable of doing that. Every choice you make either supports where you're going or it moves you further away. If you start your journey because you're trying to solve a problem, and I've talked about this before, you don't like the way you look, you don't like what the scale says, you don't want to be on medications, you don't want this and you don't want that, you're focusing on what you don't want, and you're focusing on trying to solve a problem. Let's say, for example, you don't like weighing 200 pounds. I don't want to weigh 200 pounds. So you make the decision to go on a diet, which eases some of that conflict, that internal conflict. Chapter 3 in Dr. A's Habits of Health talks all about that. That's just a clue. So you get started because you weigh 200 pounds, you're mad at yourself because you weigh 200 pounds and you don't want to weigh 200 pounds. First week into the program, you're down to 195. Problem solved, right? Is it? You don't weigh 200 pounds anymore, so you've solved that problem. So there's no more, the pressure eases even a little bit more. See, when you start like that, you're looking behind you and you're moving away from something instead of towards something. And that's why I always talk about knowing what you want and moving toward that and going toward that goal of what it is that you are creating for yourself. Yes, the weight loss has to happen. That's the part that feels like a diet, right? Because you are, in order to get the best results, there are certain things that you can have and certain things that are not on the program. They're not going to get you to your goal as quickly as you want to get there. The choice is still yours. There's nobody handcuffing you. The choice is always yours. When you know what you want and why you want it, paint that picture of where you're going, right? Paint that picture of what that life is going to look like after you've landed at that weight you want to be at, and now you're embracing the habits of health. Hopefully you are studying, you're in a work in progress as you move along your journey. Is it awful that you're at your goal weight and you have more energy and you're feeling vibrant and you're participating in your life instead of the one behind the camera taking the pictures? Is it awful that you now are out of the plus size clothing stores and can order things from a catalog and you don't have to worry about trying them on? Is that awful? Is it awful that you're off medications and now you're in control of your health completely by what you eat and how you move? Is that awful? No, it's not awful. That's what you're moving toward. So if that's not awful, then why do people get so upset because they can't have their glass of wine at night? And why do people get so upset because they can't have an ice cream cone when they take their grandchildren out? You can. But if you choose not to, that's going to help you get what you really, really want. And if you know what you really, really want right from the beginning, then you'll put the work in, and it should be exciting. You're working toward something. You're moving toward that picture that you've painted, that life that you've decided you want, and you want to go out and create it. Why wouldn't you be excited? And I submit to you that you wouldn't be excited because it's an unknown. You don't know how to live in that world. Well, that's what you're learning as you move along and you get smaller and smaller every week, and you incorporate more and more habits of health every single week, step by step. You're learning how to live in a healthy world. Is that a bad thing? I mean, you have to answer that question for yourself. Do you really want to be in control of your health by what you eat and how you move? We can get the weight off really quickly with the Take Shape for Life program using the meal replacements. That's a done deal. We can do that quickly. Now we've got to learn how to keep the weight off and be excited about it. And yes, I don't want to go out and exercise 5 days a week, but I do like being healthy, so it's a trade-off. So it's all about attitude. You know, if you're focused on what you're creating for yourself, it's way more fun and way more exciting than having it feel like a punishment because you don't like what you've done to yourself and what brought you here to begin with. So with that, I hope that gives you something to think about this week. And I look forward to talking with everybody this week. If you're one of my clients and if your coach has shared this with you, then I hope that you are in touch with your coach this week as well. With that, I hope you all have a great day.